Welcome to Pammie Plus Parks. I am Pammie, your plus-size fairy godmother, bringing you all the magic Disney and Florida has to offer plus-size people. And it is Sunday, December 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're watching us now, you're watching us live. If you're watching any other day or time, it is pre-recorded, but it's still fresh. So today's topic, or this week's topic, I should say, is basically an Ask Me Anything. So you could ask me anything at all, but this one's a holiday edition. So, ask me any questions that you have that are related to the holidays, whether it's my own personal memories or preferences or favorites, or even if it has anything to do with the Disney parks as well. Any traditions, anything like that that you want to ask me. And I hope that you guys will share your favorites as well and your traditions as well. I think that would be really cool if we could have that exchange. And periodically throughout the live chat, I will stop and read more questions from you guys, answer your questions, and read about what you're sharing with me as well. In preparation for this, I did actually put up some posts on Twitter and Instagram and on Facebook asking you guys for your feedback for questions. So I will read those. I'll start off with those first and then take the ones that you're doing here live in the live chat as we go along. Now, if you're watching this after the live chat has taken place, you can still ask your questions in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer those. Before we jump into the Ask Me Anything portion of the program, I do want to share with you a few updates on the channel, just like I normally do. I have some updates for Pammie Plus Parks Facebook group and the channel as well. And I'd just like to share with you what I've been up to for the week as well. So this week I had a few days off trying to burn off some of my leftover vacation time from the year that I didn't manage to use. And so Mark and I got to go to Epcot on Thursday, and it was amazing. We had a fantastic day. We had a really good day. We just sort of winged it. We had no intention of going on any rides or anything. We got there right about rope drop, just right at 9 o'clock, and we ended up walking on 3 rides. Soarin' was one of the rides that we walked on. It said it was a 20-minute line, but I think maybe we waited like 5 to 8 minutes total to get on the ride. It was pretty awesome. And so one of the things I thought that was pretty interesting is that park had extra magic hours that morning for all the people staying in the resorts. And I'm kind of wondering that if it might not be a really good idea to go, if you're not staying at a resort, to go to Epcot on an extra magic day, an extra magic hour day in the morning, because that means all the people from the resorts are already in there and have already gone on the top rides, which means those lines are shorter than they would normally be if you rope dropped. And I think that was the case. I think that's what happened, and it turned out really great. We went on 3 rides that we weren't planning to go on, and as we were meandering around the World Showcase, we came upon a character palooza. Do you guys know what a character palooza is at Walt Disney World? Well, they have a couple of spots in Epcot where they do character training. So characters who have, how do I say this diplomatically? Characters who are in training, who are training on how to meet guests and have their pictures taken with guests, will meet with you. They don't sign autographs, they only do photographs, and it's very spontaneous. You never know what day it's going to happen, you never know what time of day, but usually it's sometime between 1 and 3 p.m. And the 2 character palooza locations are generally between that spot that's between, there's like a little gap between Canada and Great Britain. There's like a fence between those areas, and then the fence will open and there'll be like a corridor to like a big, kind of like a special function hall. The hall isn't open, but the corridor to it is open, and there's tons of characters in there. The other character palooza location is in the corridor between, if you're facing the America Pavilion, it's to the left of the America Pavilion. It's that little corridor that runs right down there. And on our particular visit, we had Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, which you don't always see. Usually they're rarer characters that you see. Man, we saw Gideon, who's one of the rare villains from Pinocchio, King Louie, we just saw tons of characters. You'll see the pictures come over on Instagram, and as the days go by, I'll post different pictures on different days so you guys can see them. And that was just like really, really magical. We just had a great day overall. It was nice and cool. The sun was out. Couldn't have had a better day. It was wonderful. And you know, if you know, Mark has kind of lost a little bit of his spark of magic for the parks because they've always been really busy when he's gone, and you know, we've been kind of trying to rebuild that spark of magic for him, and that having a day like that was amazing. He had a wonderful time and it was great. We had a lovely day. What else can I tell you? Getting very, 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 very close to meeting the goal for my Universal Studios annual pass. I'm about $80 away from the goal. I'm super excited about it. The goal is in sight. I'm definitely going to be able to purchase those and purchase that annual pass before the April 4th deadline. Universal Studios Florida has a special deal. Florida residents who buy their annual pass before April 4th get an additional 6 months free. I'm excited about that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to take advantage of that, and I'm really looking forward to it. Let me go ahead and see if I can get set up here so that I can read your comments. I'm about ready to do that right now. Let's see. Oh, I left my volume up on my computer. Well, I'm just discombobulated today, aren't I? All right, so that's kind of what's going on right now. I will tell you that I did on Tuesday. I had a little bit of time in the morning on Tuesday. I got to run over to the parks, and I renewed my annual pass for Disney for 2019, and the annual pass will cover all 4 Disney parks plus 2 water parks. So I'm going to be covering even more amazing stuff for you guys. I did a very special video for you of me renewing my annual passes because I went and did that in person. So I'm going to be posting that probably later tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. You'll see that video come out. So you will have a Monday video. And I also have coming up an unboxing of Dia & Company activewear. And oh my gosh, thank you, Shauna. Shauna sent through a she sent through a, what is the word for it? Super chat. Can you tell my brain is asleep this Sunday? There is a super chat function here. If you want to make contributions to the channel, you can do it right here in the live chat. If you're watching this sometime afterwards and you'd like to make a contribution to the channel, I do have a PayPal account. The PayPal link is down below in the description, and you can click on that and you can directly contribute to the channel, and all the money goes into the channel, either purchasing annual passes or paying for gas and food for back and forth for the trips. I do live about 2 hours away from the parks, and so yay, thank you, Shauna. She said that's a little bit towards your Universal tickets. Have a fab Christmas. Thank you so much. I will definitely put that towards it. So now I'm $75 away from my goal. Thank you so much. That's awesome. What else was I going to tell you? I was right in the middle of saying something and I don't remember what it is, but hopefully it'll come to me later. Maybe you guys will remind me. Let's go ahead and say hello to the folks who are here. Karen, are you kidding me? Karen just contributed $48.99 towards the annual passes. That's amazing. Karen, thank you so much. You guys, I'm like 25, I don't know the math. I'm not good with math, but it's like I'm about $25 away from the goal for the Universal passes. How amazing is that? Can you imagine that? That is so fantastic. Karen says, I'm not sure how much this is in US dollars. I'm not either, Karen. I'm terrible with math, but it's $48.99. How do you say that? $48.99 in pounds? British pound sterling? I don't know. I'm so horrible that I don't know money from other countries. I'm terrible. Let me go ahead and say hi to the folks who are here really quick. But thank you, Karen. You're so generous. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Oh, Susan's in Chile, Ohio. Hello, Susan. Fantastic. Thank you for telling me where you guys are here from. That's fantastic. Kathy is in wet and cold UK. You know, it's a little bit chilly here today, and the sun is not out. It has been raining off and on for a few days here in Florida. So I feel you on the cold and damp. Karen is saying hello from Massachusetts. And Jennifer, you're finally on one of the live chats from the UK. Thank you very much for joining us. Christina's here. Hello, Christina. And Sarah's back. Hello, Sarah. Good morning. Long time no see. I'm glad I saw your note earlier. I'm so glad that your home is back in order after the hurricane, that things are coming together for you, and that you've joined us back here in the group. Thank you so much for coming back and saying hello. I appreciate it. Cutie with Freckles is here and says hello to everybody. Shiloh, hello. She says she was supposed to go to Epcot today, but her kitten is missing. Oh no, Shiloh, I hope you find your kitten soon. Yeah, I wouldn't go to Epcot either. I'd be looking frantically for the kitten for sure. Oh my goodness, Cutie with Freckles, thank you so much for the $24.99. There it is. That's it. There's the Universal Studios passes. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much. Those are the Universal Studios passes. You guys know I'm going to do a video, right? I'm going to do a video where I go to Universal Studios and I buy the annual pass. Oh my gosh. I am so excited. Thank you so much. I'm trying really hard not to cry. I need to start bringing Kleenex to these things because you guys always make me cry. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Alicia's here. Hello, Alicia. Cutie with Freckles says, I went to the Christmas tree trail Friday. It was so cute. Wasn't that tree trail amazing? It was so amazing. Oh my gosh, thank you. Can I say you're real? I thought that said $10. That does not say $10. That says $100. That is unbelievable. 102276. I know your real name. I'm not going to say it because it's not in here, and I don't know if you want your real name, but I know who you are. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy holidays to you and Mark. Can't wait for 2019. I can't wait for 2019 too. It's going to be an amazing year, and I cannot wait to share everything with you guys. So it's going to be Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Typhoon Lagoon, Blizzard Beach, and Universal Studios Florida, and Islands of Adventure. I cannot wait, you guys. It's gonna be amazing. Thank you all so much. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh gosh. Okay, so Cutie with Freckles was saying she went to the Christmas tree trail, and it is amazing. It's one of the free things that you can do at Disney Springs. There's also like a little hunt that you can do with Stitch that's free. They give you a little booklet, you put stickers in it, you visit all the different shops, you find Stitch and match him up with his present in each of the locations, and at the end they give you, I think, like a button or something like that, or another big sticker. It's really fun to do with the kids. It's fun to do if you're an adult too. But there are a couple of cool things that you can do at Disney Springs. Catherine says, I don't want to ask you anything. I want to thank you for all the advice and help for my first holiday to Disney this year. Merry Christmas. You are so welcome, Catherine. Thank you for letting me know that the videos have helped you. That's why I make them. I want to make sure that everyone can make the most of their holiday and make memories with their family and their friends that will last an entire lifetime. And hopefully, if you get some confidence from being at Disney and trying new things, maybe that confidence will carry over in your day-to-day life too. That would be amazing, and I hope that happens for people. I try to offer you, some more stuff on fashion and lifestyle as well, and kind of grow this channel to have it be a place where you can have more and more resources at your disposal. Oh my gosh, you guys are so generous. What's going on here? Christina says, use this for a butterbeer and an Applejack drink at Harry Potter World. Thank you, Christina. That was a $25 super chat. Thank you so much. I've never had a butterbeer. I can't wait to try one, and I don't know what an Applejack drink is, but I think it sounds like it's going to be delicious, and I'm going to try that too. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to try all this stuff with you guys and share it and see if you guys will like it too. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. William Jenkins says, hi, happy holidays to you and Mark. Do you bake for the holidays? If so, what do you bake? I bet this is one of the questions that somebody else has later on, but I'll go ahead and answer it right now. I like to bake gingerbread cookies. I often bake sugar cookies. I will also usually do chocolate chip cookies. This year, I think I'm just going to do gingerbread this year. And I'll probably bring some things with me to work and some plain gingerbread and have my coworkers decorate their own gingerbread at our Christmas party. I think that's what I'm doing this year. We'll see. But yeah, I do love baking. This channel has taken up a lot of my time this year, so I haven't done as much baking as I normally do, but that's okay because I'm still sharing with people. Might not be baked goods, but it's still cool stuff I'm sharing. Susan asked, I have a question. When is the gingerbread house in Grand Floridian started and finished? It's already finished. I don't know when they started. I think it's like right after Thanksgiving, like maybe the day after Thanksgiving, and it's finished within a few days, I think. And I believe it remains standing until January 6th, Sunday, January 6th. It was up there on Thursday, because among the things that we did when we went to Epcot, Mark and I also did like a monorail hop and looked at all the decorations at all the different monorail resorts, and the tree there is amazing. Cutie with Freckles asked, have you ever resort hop to see all the decorations? I was thinking about doing this. You know, as I mentioned, we did the monorail ones, and the best decorations on the monorail hop, if you're doing decorations, is the Grand Floridian. However, I have heard that Animal Kingdom Lodge and Fort Wilderness Lodge have some of the best decorations, period, of all the resorts, and that's something we haven't done yet. We haven't done a thing where we've hopped from resort to resort to resort. And that might be like off the monorail. So that might be something we do after the holidays. I know that they charge you for parking inside the resorts. So I'm not sure how that would work for us, if we would take buses, if we would park somewhere, like park in a park and then take a bus to a resort. That might be what we do. I don't know, but we'll definitely check that out. And maybe, if not this year, maybe next year, because it does look like it would be a lot of fun. Let's see. And let's see, Points Travel Happiness says, will you consider staying at a Disney resort and reviewing it? I would love to do that. However, Disney resorts are very expensive, and right now everything that I have earned on the channel, whether it's from ads, all the contributions people have made, have either gone to actually traveling back and forth to the parks. As I mentioned before, I live about 2 hours away, so that pays for my gas and food while I'm at the parks. And the money has also gone towards purchasing annual passes. Maybe going forward, I might sock some of that money away and stay at a resort, but it would only be for one night because I really couldn't afford to stay more than that. They're very, very expensive. Because I live so close, I usually just drive there and back for the day. And every now and then, Mark and I will stay up there for a couple of days, and we stay off property just because it's a lot cheaper. But you never know, that might be something that we do. At the very least, even if we don't stay at the resort, I might do a review of a resort. And if I do, it will be keeping plus size people and mobility concerns at hand. I'll take a look at the swimming pools, I'll take a look at the pool chairs, I'll take a look at the deck chairs, any seating outside, and the different activities that are offered, and see how friendly they are for mobility, for people with mobility concerns and mobility devices, and people of size. So that's really what I would focus on anyhow. It's not so much, there's so many other vloggers who do such a beautiful job of reviewing resorts from the standpoint of just going to the resort. I would like to review it with plus size people and people with mobility concerns in mind. So that's what I would focus on. Stacy Story says, would like to say hello, lovely lady from the UK. Thank you for this channel. You have given me the confidence to try more stuff. That is awesome, Stacy. I'm very glad. I hope that people do try more things, not just at Disney, but in their day-to-day life, wherever they live, and take a shot, because you never know if something's going to work for you unless you try it. And if it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you. Not the end of the world. There's so many things that do. You gotta like get in there and try it. Disney Dan says, first time in the channel and the chat, former Disney cast member and passionate Disney enthusiast. Welcome, Disney Dan. Thank you so much for joining us today. So this channel does concentrate on plus size folks and people with mobility concerns. I like to try to answer questions and help people make the most out of their Disney vacation and make lasting memories that last forever with their family and friends, and hopefully reach out and give people a little extra confidence in their day-to-day. All right, let's jump in and answer some of the questions that I received on Instagram. I think I tried Twitter too. Nobody tweeted me back. We'll do Instagram. And by the way, if you are interested in following me on Instagram, following me on Twitter and Facebook, all of the links to everything, all the social media are down below in the description. So on Instagram, we had Main Street Moments asked, what are some of your personal holiday traditions? There's so many. I think I'm going to pick one though, and talk about one because you'll probably have some more that you'll ask later on. Maybe I'll share some more with you. In my opinion, the holidays actually start in October with Halloween. But I also include, Thanksgiving as part of one of those holidays. And when Mark and I were dating, we made the decision that Thanksgiving was going to be our personal holiday with each other. So for Christmas and New Year's Eve or Halloween or whatever, those were holidays we can spend with family. We can spend those with friends, in a variety of different ways. But Thanksgiving is going to be our holiday for each other. And one of the things that we like to do is sometime either just before or just after Thanksgiving, as part of our Thanksgiving celebration, we'll travel to St. Augustine, which is about a 4-hour drive from the Tampa Bay area. And we'll either spend the night or spend the day in St. Augustine. And we did attempt to do that this year. And unfortunately, we both got sick. And we had to turn around and come back. And I was vlogging that trip, and I will post a video for that for you later. And it turned out to be a pretty amazing trip, and it was pretty funny, and I think you guys will really like it. But that's one of our holiday traditions. We love going to St. Augustine, and usually, the thing we really enjoy doing is going up there and seeing their holiday lights, because they have over 3 million white holiday lights that decorate all of the entire St. George's Street, Ancient City area, part of St. Augustine, and it is spectacular. It is so beautiful. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely will want to do that. I highly recommend it. All right, let us see here. Here on YouTube right now, somebody just asked, Mary Patricia said, if you could ask the resorts, they may let you tour the handicapped accessible rooms. The bathrooms and showers are the most important. That is a fantastic idea. Maybe that is something I can do during one of the times of year when the resorts aren't quite as full. Maybe like May would be a good time to do that, after Mother's Day, but before the holiday weekend and before kids get out of school for summer. Maybe sometime in April or May I could just show up and go, hey. You never know. They might let me do it if they have an open room and they're not too busy. That's not a bad idea. I could try that. You never know until you try. All right, let's see. Also on YouTube, I had posted the same question, and asked you guys to reply in the community tab, and a bunch of people asked questions here too. So let's go over some of those. Francine asked, what is your favorite part of the Very Merry Christmas Party? I don't know, because I've never been. I've never been to the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party ever, not once. So I have no idea. The only time I've ever gone to any of the events, any of those special party events, was just this past year for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and that was due to the generosity of one of the amazing viewers here of this channel and member of the pammieplusparks Facebook group, and they gifted Mark and I tickets to go to that event, and it was spectacular. So I can only imagine what the Very Merry Christmas Party is like. It's probably mind-blowing. My head would explode. But I've never been. I think it would be getting cookies and cider and hot cocoa. I imagine seeing the castle being lit up would be fantastic. I bet I would love that. The parade. I can't imagine. I think it would all be my favorite. It would be hard to choose. Elbel asked, what's your favorite holiday treat in general at the parks? I really like to get, and it used to be you could go to the America Pavilion and they had like a mini gingerbread house front type of thing in a window where you could buy a gingerbread cookie and get a hot chocolate, but that's not there anymore. They have a cookie trail through Epcot where you can buy a cookie at like 5 or 6 different locations, but none of them are gingerbread. So that used to be my favorite thing, was hot chocolate and gingerbread together. That was my favorite thing as far as a treat goes. But I haven't seen that yet. This year when we did go to see the gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian, the line to get a gingerbread shingle, which I believe they're $8 for. A shingle is like about this big. It's the size of one of the shingles on the gingerbread house. It was like $8 for it, and there was like 50 people in line, and I was like, oh, I don't really want to do that. So I never got to have gingerbread and hot chocolate, but that used to be my favorite thing. Let's see. Cody says, hi Pammie, what's your all-time favorite thing about the holidays at Disney parks? Mine was seeing all the decorations. So impressive. I agree. The decorations at the parks are spectacular. I think that my favorite thing of all to do was to go to the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights at Hollywood Studios, which they haven't done that for a couple of years now. They did away with that because they were knocking that whole area out and building Toy Story Land and the new Star Wars Land. So that doesn't happen anymore there, but that was my favorite thing. I think partially the reason why it was my favorite thing is because the first year that I went to go see it, that was when Mark proposed to me. So he proposed to me at that event, so that's why I loved it so much. But I think, in general, one of my favorite things about the holidays, besides all the decorations at all the parks, is just the holiday spirit that people are in, because there are points in the summer when the parks are really, really crowded and it's very hot and people get very irritated and angry and they're with each other. But during the cooler months and the holiday season, they're even more crowded, but there's something about a holiday spirit in the air, and people are so friendly and so nice and so kind. I find that the other guests are much nicer. The cast members are always marvelous, but the other guests seem to be a little better behaved and friendlier, and I love that sort of like jolly, happy spirit that people have. I think that's one of my favorite things about the holidays at the Disney parks. D-Guide asks, can you tell me if Disney accepts Disney gift cards, and can you make purchases with my Magic Band? I can't get a straight answer from Disney.com. You can make purchases at Disney Springs using your Disney gift cards at any store that is a Disney designated store. For instance, there's the Star Wars Outpost store that sells Star Wars items. That is a Disney store. World of Disney. Many of the shops inside the Marketplace Co-op, such as Trend D and the Cherry Tree Lane dress shop. There's also like a big toy store that's there. Any store that has Disney on it, that is a Disney branded store that sells nothing but Disney merchandise in it, that's a store that's going to accept a Disney card. There are a few select stores throughout Disney Springs that will also take gift cards from Disney, but not all of them do. Like, I don't think you can go into the Coach store and use your Disney gift card there. You can always check. I don't know if that's the case, but you'd have to check. I believe that all of the kiosks that you see, like a little pop-up kiosk where they sell sodas and drinks and things like that, those will take your Disney gift card, and there may be a few restaurants that also take them as well, but for the most part, most of the stores and restaurants that are not exclusive to Disney will not take a Disney gift card. So do keep that in mind. I've actually looked this up before in the past to check and see if there's a specific list somewhere. There is no specific list anywhere on Disney.com. I think you just need to go in to whatever store you're shopping in and ask them if they're willing to take that card. So that's all I have for that. Let's get back to your questions here, your live questions really quick. Let's see. Disney Dan mentioned that Halloween is now a 3-month holiday starting in August. So it's August, September, October. Yeah, because I did mention earlier that I think that as far as I'm concerned, the holidays start with with Halloween. So, and at Disney, I think that's true too. The holidays start with Halloween, and that starts in August. can't believe that. 3 months of that party. But it's such a fantastic party. I'm so glad I got to go. Mary Patricia asked if you could ask. Oh, I already mentioned your question. Let's see. Susan says French Quarter looks to be the smallest resort as far as distance between buildings. I've never been to that resort. There's a bunch of resorts I have not actually visited yet, and I have to actually take the time to go visit them. I haven't seen all of them. I've watched lots of videos by other vloggers. I've looked at a lot of pictures. I've read blogs, but I've not actually visited every single one of them at this time. Sheila says, the only ride I seem to have trouble riding is the race car track in Magic Kingdom. Getting in and out is a struggle for me. Do you have any tips for that ride? For me, it's pretty much the same tip that I use for that I use for Space Mountain. And that's to use my legs as leverage and my arms as well. I use my legs to push my back as hard back against the seat as I possibly can. I put one hand on either side of the car if I can reach it. I think in the race cars, I can't actually reach the other side, so I'll just grab onto the seat or grab onto something in front of me, the windshield or whatever, as I'm pushing my back and kind of shimmy up and push my body up and kind of lean forward and then get my balance and then step up on the seat of the vehicle and then up and out of the vehicle. I find that's the easiest way for me to get out. It is not graceful whatsoever, but it works for me. Deborah says, ever thought about renting a golf cart and looking at the lights at Fort Wilderness? The campsites are lit up with Christmas lights. I know that they do that also for Halloween, that a lot of people have, like they'll have a bunch of friends who will get 5 or 6 or 7 campsites together, and they'll put up special lights that go across all the different campsites, different displays. They'll do like a haunted trail kind of thing, and at Christmas time they also do amazing decorations as well. Yes, I would love to do that. But right now, so far, one of the things I really promised from the very start with this channel was to cover every single ride and attraction at Walt Disney World from a plus-size person's perspective. And I really want to stay true to that. It's easy to kind of veer off because you guys ask so many other amazing questions and want to see so many other things. And there are tons of other vloggers who already cover these topics really, really well. And I don't necessarily want to stray into their lane. But I definitely will cover these things for you from the perspective of a plus-size person and try to answer questions that maybe haven't been answered by other people when doing these. So yeah, I would love to do that. I do know that renting a golf cart does cost money to do that. And as I mentioned before, all the funds that you guys have been contributing, everything that the money that the ads make on the ads for the videos, all that stuff all gets funneled into paying for annual passes. And now that I've got the annual passes secured for 2019 for Disney, and you guys have been doing an amazing job contributing today, and you made it possible for me to go purchase my annual passes for Universal Studios, this is the kind of stuff that I can look into. I can look into staying at a hotel overnight on property and see what that's like. I can look into renting a golf cart in the future, for maybe Halloween, this coming Halloween, or the next holiday season, and looking at the lights. And these are things I can add on because I'll be able to use funds from the channel to do it. I cannot afford to do everything on my own. So this channel has been amazing. You guys, your contributions are amazing, and the ad money that comes off really, really helps a lot to contribute to be able to do new things for you. So I would like to do all those things for you coming up. Shiloh says, I bet the gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian is amazing. I haven't seen it in years and need to go. It is really spectacular. It is gigantic. And you know what? The Grand Floridian smells amazing when you walk in because it just smells like gingerbread, because it's real gingerbread. It's a real gingerbread house. It's amazing. Karen says, do you have a favorite Christmas decoration? Like in my own home? I do. I love all of my Christmas decorations, but I think my favorite one is a particular ornament. I can't show it to you because I haven't taken my tree out. We haven't done a tree this year. We don't have any of our ornaments out because Jack and Sally are just over a year old and they are really rambunctious. And excuse me, Jack weighs about 22 pounds. He would knock the tree over in 2 seconds. So we're not doing it this year, but next year we will have a tree. And even then, I might take some of my more precious ornaments and hide them from him and not put them on the tree so they don't get destroyed. But my favorite ornament is one that we got our first year of marriage, and it has it's like a white Mickey ears glass ornament, pretty big, and Mickey and Minnie are sitting in the middle. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a big white. I'm sorry. It's a big white glass ornament, and Mickey and Minnie are sitting on top of it, kissing, wearing bridal attire. And it has, I believe, our names and the year of our wedding on there. So I love that. That's my favorite ornament that we have. Karen D says French Quarter is very walkable for a resort. I bet it would be really nice because I know they have a boat there and you can take a boat from one place to the next, and they have like some bars and restaurants. I would love to check out French Quarter because I love New Orleans, and that's a place I'd love to travel to, and I'd love to vlog that for you guys. Kathy asks, what time do parks open on a normal day to guests staying in Disney, and what time does the transport start? I'm not really sure because I've never really stayed on property. I'm not positive what time transport starts. I imagine it probably starts at like, if a park opens at 8 a.m., I would imagine transport would start at 7 or 7:30. It could possibly be earlier than that. I don't know for sure because they may take time to get there and get you there early. I don't know. It could be 6:30. Most of the time the parks open at 9 a.m. Sometimes a little bit later. Sometimes there's early magic hours for people who are guests at resorts. I would urge you to visit waltdisneyworld.com. If you look, you'll see at the top there's a list, like a long skinny box, and one of the things that's in there is it says things to do, or it says parks. There's a parks tab, and if you click on that, it'll pop up a calendar. You can choose the dates that you're going, and it'll tell you, you'll select which parks that you're visiting on which particular days, and it'll tell you exactly the time that the park opens and closes every day for the different parks, because they do change. So I would urge you to check that out. But definitely go to the website, and they're definitely going to be able to give you more information than I can possibly do that. But as far as transportation goes, I would call the resort directly, whatever resort that you're staying at, and ask them in advance, or ask your concierge once you arrive at the hotel what the transport start times are. They will be able to give you information that way. I think it's always good to double check once you arrive, just in case something has changed or adjusted. Ash G says, do you also go to Universal Studios a lot? Personally, I'm not a fan. Not as good or as magical as Disney, but it's not very plus size friendly. I feel like they repeat a lot of rides. Well, I have not been to Universal Studios in about 20 years, maybe almost 22 years. Somewhere between 20 and 22 years. So I really couldn't tell you. I know that back 20 some odd years ago, I tried to ride Dueling Dragons, which was that 2-dragon Harry Potter ride that they recently knocked down. So it doesn't even exist there anymore. And I wasn't able to fit on that. So, and I was a size 18 back then. So yeah, I didn't even weigh 200 pounds, and I couldn't fit on it. So I don't know what the parks are like right now. I'm going to be finding out myself. I assume that I won't be able to ride on any of the Harry Potter rides, except for maybe the train going back and forth between the two, between Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. I think that's probably just about the only thing that I will fit on as far as those rides go. But I don't know. I will tell you that I recently saw an article that showed, as of, I believe, November 17th, Universal Studios put through a brand new patent for a new safety device. And the safety device is like a belt, apparently, that goes around you that has like a loop or something at the front of it that would connect into a lap bar. Like a lap bar would come down and then connect into this belt that's around your body. And it's designed specifically to fit a more wider variety of body sizes. I don't know if this restraint that they put the patent on is for something that they're doing in the future for future rides, or if it's something that they're planning to use when they update current rides that use like a lap bar and overhead bar system to kind of lock that belt into it. And maybe when they go to update the rides, they'll update them with this new restraint system. I don't know for sure, but it does seem like Universal Studios is getting the clue that they need to work a little harder to fit a wider variety of body styles. So I don't know, we'll see. So Ash, I'm sorry I don't have any direct information for you right now about Universal Studios, but thanks to the generosity and the contributions of the folks who are watching this live chat right now, and all those who've contributed in the past through PayPal and through these super chats and live chats, I will be purchasing an annual pass for Universal Studios, and hopefully I'll be going, I would like to be able to go at least once a month to be able to cover some rides for you and do anywhere from 3 to 6 videos on every visit and kind of publish them throughout the course of the month. And hopefully I'll be doing that very soon. I'm hoping. I'm excited. Susan says, oh my gosh, I have the same wedding Christmas ball with Mickey and Minnie in wedding attire, one of my faves. That's awesome. And you know, Mark and I also got a Mickey and Minnie in that similar attire figurines that were bobbleheads that are about that big that were part of the decorations right around our wedding cake on our wedding day. And we still have those. We have those on display right now, and I love them. Kristen asks, have you ever done a Disney cruise? No. That would be a dream come true to do a Disney cruise. If you're looking for information on Disney cruises and you want to see a vlogger or vloggers who do a fantastic job, please visit my friends Leg Life, Legglife, Leg Life, and they're here on YouTube. They're an amazing couple, Adam and Sherry. They do a wonderful job with their vlogs about the Disney cruises. They've gone on several of them, and they're just so much fun to watch, and they're just really sweet, cool people. I love them. I got to meet them in person. And I can tell you they're absolutely wonderful, and I hope you go check out their channel because they have lots of wonderful Disney cruise videos. They're also from Alaska, and they do a lot of cool stuff in and around Alaska. I just love their channel and their videos. They're wonderful. Let's see, Jennifer says, oh, to Kathy, we had a pre-park opening breakfast at Be Our Guest. The park opened at 9 a.m., but we got a bus from the yacht club at about 7:15 a.m. Our breakfast was 8 a.m. So yes, they probably have bus services from the transport services from the resorts to the parks pretty early in the morning to help people who have early morning breakfasts be able to get there. Karen D added to that, transport was running from about 6:45 a.m. on extra morning hours in October, but it's not guaranteed, so if you have a reservation, then Uber is a safer bet, as we found out the hard way. So yeah, you may want to consider Uber or Lyft or some other type of car service to get you there and make sure you get there. I always allow myself, whenever I'm going from park to park, or if I happen to be visiting a resort or having a meal at a resort and going to a park, I give myself 1.5 hours to get from the resort to whatever my fast pass is inside of a park. Minimum of 1.5 hours. Up to 2 hours. I just make sure I have a nice big buffer in there. It gives me the time to get from the front gate through security. And if you're at Magic Kingdom, you got to either take the monorail or the ferry to get in there, and then you got to give yourself a lot of extra time to get inside the park. You won't regret it. Let's see. Kathy says, thank you, Jennifer, for her advice. I'm going to be staying at Beach Club in August. That is fantastic, Kathy. Enjoy that. I bet that's going to be amazing. Kristen says she also loves Leg Life. Legglife. Check them out on YouTube. They're amazing. And I'm also getting, CRP82 says, you will find that Universal, the wait times are nowhere near as long as they are at Walt Disney World. You will probably be able to cover a lot of ground rather quickly. I'm excited about that. That'll be pretty amazing. Right now what I usually do is I rope drop. I get there well before the park opens. I zip over and I try to cover 2 or 3 rides before my first fast pass. I usually do my first fast pass at noon. I have my lunch at 11 a.m. At noon, I go off to my first fast pass, and I'll have like 2 more fast passes after that. I try to hit a couple things up in between that and rest. And I can usually do 6 videos in a day using that process. At Disney, it usually takes me 6 to 10 hours to gather enough footage for 6 videos. So I'm hoping Universal will be a little easier to do. I've heard that it's quite a trek to get from the parking lot into the Universal Park, that like the parking garage, there's a long walk. You have to walk through City Walk. I'm interested to see what that's like, and I definitely want to share that with you guys and find out if, you know, if you have mobility concerns, where you would get a wheelchair. Can you get an ACV before you hit that big long walk? I definitely want to find out all that information out for you guys. So Kristen says watching the Leg Life videos inspired her to book a cruise in 2020. So that's pretty exciting. That's going to be an amazing cruise. Everyone I've ever talked to, all friends and coworkers who go on Disney cruises, say that once you go on a Disney cruise, it basically ruins you for other cruise lines for the rest of your life because they're amazing. Jennifer is saying to Kathy, hopefully you'll love it. We thought the transport was fantastic, and being so close to Epcot is amazing. And that's the Beach Club. The Beach Club's very close to Epcot. It's within walking distance. Let's see. Susan says, I'd love to see rope drop. At Magic Kingdom is really the only place where they have, like, I think, a really good rope drop. They let you into the park, up into the hub area right in front of the castle. They start letting people in about half hour before the park officially opens, so like anywhere between 8:30 to 8:45. And the shops along Main Street will be open, so you can do a little shopping beforehand. And if you shop early in the day and you buy something in one of the stores, you can ask to have it sent to the front of the park. Or if you're staying on property, it can go directly to your hotel room, so you don't have to carry it with you all day. But you get there, you get in front of the castle, and then right at 9 a.m., let's say the park opens at 9, right at 9 a.m., they do a little show, an opening show, an announcement, and then the ropes drop on either side of the castle, and then boom, you can head off to the rides that you want to go to. It's pretty exciting. Let's see. Shiloh says she's speaking of Universal wheelchairs are sometimes available in the disabled parking. They have moving sidewalks. Okay, so that's good to know, to help people get through. That's a lot. Karen says, wow, Pammie, that is a lot of footage and hours. Thank you so much for your hard work. You guys are welcome. Usually when I go for rope drop, if rope drop is 9 a.m., I get up at 4:30 in the morning because I don't like rushing. And I take like an hour and a half to get myself ready, and right around 6:15, I head out of the house. I drive. I try to get past the really bad traffic in Tampa, through all of that, and then I'll stop and I'll have breakfast, a really quick breakfast, and then if I have to, I'll make one more pit stop along the way, and get to the park as quick as I can and get going. So by the time I leave, I'm usually out of the park between 1 and 3 p.m. Like around 3 p.m. is pretty standard for me. So I will have gotten up at 4:30 in the morning, and at 3 p.m. I get in my car, and it's usually the traffic is heavier on the way home, so it will take me about 2 hours to get home. So I'm usually home like 5:30 in the evening. And yeah, it's a long day, but it's worth it because, I'll have anywhere from 3 to 6 videos that I can edit and put together and share with you guys, and, help people have a wonderful vacation. That's really what it's about. It's worth it to me, the effort, the hours, the time. It's worth it because I get to run into you guys in the parks, and you guys tell me here in the live chats how helpful it is to you, and that is everything to me. And if you do happen to see me in the parks, please come up to me, say hello. I will give you a hug if you want. You can have a picture with me if you want, and you want to record the ending. You know how I always say, life is a roller coaster, enjoy the ride. You can record that part. I'll put you in a video. But come up and say hello. Tell me how your day is going. Tell me if the videos are helping you. Tell me if you're enjoying your vacation. Take a couple minutes to say hi. I love that. That's like that's to me, that's worth billions of dollars, that knowing that people are getting something out of the videos and they're helping. Jennifer says, we found the Universal lines didn't get busier until the afternoon. So if you go in the morning, you'll do great. But yes, the parking garage is a long walk away. Valet parking is closer, but it costs. I'm planning on actually getting an annual pass that has valet parking included in it. And part of the reason is because if it's a really long walk and a long trek to get in the parks, I don't want to waste all of my physical energy, especially in the summertime when it's really hot, just trudging all the way there. And if valet parking is faster and easier, and it's going to get me in that park, and it's going to allow me to have the energy I need to be able to cover the parks for you the way I need to do them, then that's what I'm going to do. So that pass I'm getting will include the valet parking. But the very first time I go, it won't. So I'm definitely going to be vlogging that so you can see what it's like. Jennifer says, wow, a 4:30 a.m. start to film for us. I love you even more now. Well, I love you guys. That's why I do it. I mean, most people wouldn't take a day off. Like, usually when I do the filming, I have a lot of vacation time. So I will take a day off from work during the week, and sometimes it's the middle of the week because I know it'll be slower at that time, usually in the middle of the week, and I take the day off and I get up, and that's how I spend my day off. That's part of my vacation is spent that way, making the videos. I know it sounds crazy to do it. I know a lot of people wouldn't do it, but I love doing it. I love doing it for you guys. I love making these videos for you guys. As crazy as it seems, I love Disney. I love theme parks. I love traveling. I love getting up and doing things and trying new stuff. I love sharing that with you. I love hearing that you guys are trying new things and having fun and enjoying things. That's what it means to me. You know, it means everything to be able to know that there's other people like myself who are getting out there and living life and enjoying it to the fullest. You know? I'm going to do it anyhow, right? I'm so crazy about Disney and I love it so much. I'm going to get up at 4:30 in the morning and go to Disney anyhow. I may as well take a camera with me and point it at myself and point it at stuff and then come home and spend a few hours editing it together and sharing it with you. If I'm going to do it, I may as well share it, right? That's really what I do. Karen says, your tip of wearing support stockings has helped me in daily life. Yeah, I almost every single day I wear compression socks or support hosiery depending on where you're from, but I wear compression socks almost every single day because I either sit a lot or I'm standing a lot or I'm walking a lot at work, and sometimes a combination of all three. And for me, it can cause issues with swelling and stuff. When I was like between the ages of 19 and 20, I had cervical cancer. I had surgery and I had oral chemotherapy, and it did do some damage to my lymphatic system, which means fluids don't drain or circulate properly through my body. So my lymphatic system, I guess, is a little weaker. So fluids, when they go with gravity during the course of the day, will gravitate towards my legs and my ankles, and they'll get very swollen. They don't hurt. It doesn't hurt. It's not uncomfortable or anything. It's just not good. You want to have all of your lymphatic system kind of pumping things through normally. You don't want it to settle in your feet and ankles. So the compression socks work great for me. And I feel like that support around my legs helps my muscles too. And it feels like very invigorating and very supportive. And I feel like I could just walk and walk and walk and walk and walk. I just have a lot of energy when I wear them. They are not cute because plus size ones are usually just beige and black, and that's it. That's all they have for us. And maybe someday, maybe, my hope is that I would be able to help create a line of compression socks for plus size people that come in different colors and patterns, and like sports teams, and cute stuff for ladies, cool stuff for guys, you know, so we can wear them and like have fun. That I would love to be able to do someday. Karen D says, definitely go for valet parking, especially with a 4:30 a.m. start. And that's the thing, like if I lived locally, and I think a trek like that wouldn't be that big a deal, but like when you finish filming like anywhere from 3 to 6 videos and you've been in a park for 6 hours and the temperature is 97 degrees with a feels like of 105, and then you have to hop in your car and drive 2 hours home, that can be really exhausting. And I'm 48, I'm almost 50, you know, like that's not easy. If I can do valet parking, I'm going to do it. It'll allow me to do more for you guys. It'll allow me to stay longer and get more done. All right, let's see, who else do we have? that's basically it. You guys have asked lots of great questions about holiday stuff. I think I answered all of your holiday questions. Let me make sure. I may have a couple more. So, oh, okay. Marilyn asked, or Maylin asked, what do you cook for the holidays? Do you bake cookies? Yes, I do bake gingerbread cookies and all kinds of cool stuff like that. But gingerbread are probably going to be what I bake this year. For Thanksgiving, because that's a holiday just for me and Mark, I usually just do a turkey breast and then all the sides with it, and we just have like a small little dinner with ourselves, just the two of us. Sometimes we'll go out for dinner for Thanksgiving, depending on if we are in St. Augustine or not, and I'll cook us a dinner if we're at home. If we are away for Thanksgiving, I will do a little mini Thanksgiving dinner at home sometime during the week of Thanksgiving or the week after Thanksgiving. For Christmas, we split it up a lot, actually. I'll make a little breakfast at home. Well, actually, Christmas Eve, Mark and I go to church. And then after church, we go out to dinner with friends. And then Christmas morning, we have just for ourselves a little breakfast at home. And then Christmas Day, we visit family during the day. So we'll have like little munchies and food wherever we are. So I don't actually cook on Christmas. Sometimes I make a pizza. That's really it. I know it's terrible, but it's usually just us in the evening. Karen asked, how much money does Santa need to bring you before you can get a universal pass? Well, I think you already know the answer to that. I believe, Karen, you are already in this chat right now. And yes, thank you to the super chats from a lot of people who've been here in this group, your generous contributions. I have been able to get all the funds needed to purchase an annual pass for Universal Studios. I can't wait. I'm going to do a video for you guys for that when I go and purchase those in person. I will, because I can't sit at home and like order it from a computer. How boring is that? I want to go in person and buy my passes and show you what that whole process is like and celebrate with you guys and take you along with me. I hope you guys will like that. So I'm excited about that. But if you do want to continue to contribute through the super chat feature during the live chats or through PayPal, the PayPal link is down below in the description. Any contributions that you make do go back into the channel. So that could mean it pays for my gas to and from visiting parks. It can mean purchasing food and drink when in the parks. And it will sometimes go towards purchasing merchandise to show you, like I actually have a couple of packages on the floor here, and some of it is stuff that I need to try on that's Disney and some of it's Universal. So that I can purchase stuff like that and show you what the fit is for stuff like that. So the funds will be used towards the videos, towards making more videos and content for the videos. Anything from upgrading my software, for my editing software, all that kind of stuff. So that's where that goes. So if you do continue to contribute, that's where it will go. And of course, I'm going to start saving for my passes for the following year as well. But everything's fantastic as far as being on track with having my 2019 Universal Studio passes. I'm excited. Karen Schneider asks, I mispronounced her name, Karen asks, what are some of your holiday traditions that you and Mark share each year? Well, I think I just kind of went over that a little bit. We do church on Christmas Eve, dinner with friends, and then we spend Christmas morning together, and then the afternoon and early evening with family, visiting family, and then we have like a light dinner together that in the evening. Karen D asked, have you ever been to Disney on Christmas Day, and do you think it is worth doing? If you are making a special trip to come to Disney for the holidays and go on Christmas Day, yeah, you're going to go. If you're an annual pass holder, I would say don't go with it. If you go with zero expectations. If you're an annual pass holder, do not go to Magic Kingdom on Christmas Day. Stay at home and leave the parks free for those who are staying on property, who have traveled across the country, who've traveled across the world to go. Mark and I generally, if we do go to the parks on Christmas Day, we'll choose Epcot or something like that. We've only done it a couple of times. And when we went, we did not go on any rides because we felt as annual pass holders, it was not fair to people to go on rides. It's not fair. We just went to walk around and to people watch. and we were only there for a couple of hours, and it was very, very busy. Very, very busy. Very busy, even at Epcot. At that point, when we went the last time, they had already closed off Magic Kingdom for the day. Usually, like around 10 o'clock in the morning, Magic Kingdom completely fills up and they close down for the day. And sometimes they don't close the park down for the day, they just don't allow any new people to come in. They will allow people to come in once a certain number of people have come out so that they can continually keep it at capacity, but they will stop people from coming in at a certain point. And they have like tiers of who they let in when. So if you're staying on property, you will have a better chance of getting into the parks than if you are not staying on property. And if you are an annual pass holder, you are going to be behind those who are staying in the resorts and behind those who are day ticket pass holders. Those people will go in before you. So keep that in mind if you are an annual pass holder. I think that if you're just going briefly for a few hours to kind of check it out and see what it's like, if you're an annual pass holder, it's okay to do. But keep in mind that if you are doing that as an annual pass holder, you could be preventing people who have traveled across the world and across the country to come visit Disney at the holidays. You could be preventing them from being in the park. And I don't think that's really fair, since you can go anytime you want as an annual pass holder. Keep that in mind. We do try to stay away. We only did it a couple times just to see what it was like, and then it dawned on us, oh, if we're in this park, that means somebody who's traveled across the country can't get in. Let's not do that anymore. That's not fair. If you go with no expectations of going on any rides or experiencing anything or being able to see anything, you're going to be just fine when you visit on Christmas Day. But if you have expectations that you're actually going to do and see a lot, you probably won't, just from the sheer volume of the number of people that are in there. Let's see. Shelly had asked me, do you and Mark come from big families, and do you have big get-togethers at Christmas? We don't. Mark and I each have one brother, so we have small families, and we did try one big get-together one year, and it was just really exhausting, where we had all of his family and all of my family, and it really wasn't a very big to do, but it was big enough. It took up a lot of space, it took up a lot of time, it took up tons and tons of energy. I was completely exhausted. I got really sick afterwards from all the running around I had done, and ended up like having the flu for like 2 weeks. It was awful. So we decided to simplify our holidays, and we do Christmas Eve is church and friends, Christmas morning is Mark and I, Christmas afternoon and evening is visiting family and friends, very short little visits, a couple of hours here and there, just hopping from place to place. And then Christmas night is just the two of us relaxing and unwinding and enjoying our evening together. We get to see everyone we need to see that way, and it's a lot less stressful. Let's see. And then Shelly had also asked about special Disney Christmas decorations, and that was my favorite ornament that I answered earlier. But that's basically it, you guys. Let's just check in on the last of your questions and probably wrap it up here. Let's see. Let me catch back up. Well, my Schnook said she was joining us late because she was painting her bathroom. I hope your bathroom came out great. Susan says, when will you be showing us the next box of Dia and Company? I actually have, my next video that I'm going to show you is the one that I taped on Tuesday for Epcot, and then the next video after that I'm editing is a Dia and Company active box. So I have that coming this week. So you'll see a Dia and Company box this week. Let's see. Now or never, fear not, said, can you please tell me what time it is right now where you're at? I finally caught you live. Well, I don't know when you asked me that, but right now it's 3:03, so it's probably about 3 o'clock. And Karen said, that's very thoughtful of you regarding Christmas. You know, as an annual pass holder, you can be one of the people who you feel like entitled, like people owe you, and like, I spend all this money for an annual pass, so I should be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and behave like a jerk. Or you can be someone who's like, you know, I'm an annual pass holder, I can always come back and see this some other time, or, you know, I'm going to let these people in front of me that even happened to me on Tuesday. I was trying to get some footage for you guys of like the opening ceremony in front of the Mexico Pavilion, and a bunch of people like kind of elbowed me out of the way and got in front of me. They were so desperate to see it, and I kind of laughed. I chuckled. I was like, whatever, you know. I can always come back and see this another time, but they're probably desperate to see it because this is a once in a lifetime vacation. I'm not going to have a fit over it. I'm an annual pass holder. I'll come back and see it another time. No big whoop. So that's how I try to look at it. Like, I get to come back again, other people don't, and I should try to be, you know, aware of that and keep that in mind and not be selfish. So that's what I try to do. Susan says, thank you for everything. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Susan. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you sticking with me. We've been chatting for over an hour. It's so easy to talk with you guys for so long. I hope that I answered all your holiday questions. But if you have more questions about Disney at the holidays, or even my own personal preferences and holiday traditions and stuff like that, please feel free to ask your questions in the comments and I will get back to you and answer those for you. I hope that you all have wonderful, wonderful holidays with your family and friends. And remember, life is a roller coaster. Enjoy the ride. Merry Christmas, everyone.